Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen and today you guys are going to meet my baby Dove. She is in a good mood right now. I don't know how long this will last. You know, this is like one of the few times in the day where she's awake because she's just 1 month old. So today's video, we are going to talk about my birth story. I'd like to start from the beginning because I feel like this whole experience was just so beautiful, so magical. It is everything that I could have wished and dreamt for. And I want to share this story with you guys because it's so special to me. In order for me to start my story properly, I have to start with the miscarriage I had 2 years ago. And every time I talk about that, I don't know why, it's still very emotional for me because that was a really difficult time and I'll never forget how special having that first baby was for me and Leo. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I was gonna get so emotional so fast into the video. This is why Dove is so special to me because she's my rainbow baby. And this pregnancy, the whole journey has been so special to me. Oh my gosh, I need to chill for a second. I love you. Okay, now that we got the super emotional part out of the way, I just wanna say my labor and delivery is one of like the most beautiful experiences that I could have imagined. Actually, I wouldn't have been able to imagine it. In fact, leading up to it, I was so scared, and giving birth was one of my biggest fear of life. So if you're watching me right now and you're scared to have kids, I was able to do it, and I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. And I know it's so cliche because all moms say this, right? Like after you have your baby, even though it hurts, etc., you're gonna want to do it all over again. And now I understand because for me, it was such a beautiful experience. Even leading up to going to the hospital, I was still really scared because I didn't know what to expect. But at 6 a.m. my water broke and I actually didn't know it was my water breaking. I texted my doctor and he asked me to put a 1-ply toilet sheet of paper into my underwear. If it soaked through, then I had to go to the hospital. He told me to eat a really full meal, like a big meal. And so I did. I had I can't remember what I ate, but I also had McDonald's on my way to Hoag, the hospital that I was going to in Orange County. It was pretty chill. I had no contractions. I could get my whole full face glam on. When I arrived, they put me into the triage. They checked me out to make sure that I was actually in labor. My water actually did break, and then they gave me a COVID test, and after everything was clear, they moved me into my labor and delivery room. I had no contractions, but my water broke. My doctor put me on Pitocin, so it was a chemical that would help me start contracting. It was painful, but it was still bearable. And for every time I was feeling pain, I sat on the pregnancy ball and basically I was just rolling my hips on the ball, and it really helped with easing the pain in like the lower region. I watched a lot of YouTube videos to help me feel calmer leading up to my labor and delivery, and I think that helped me a lot. And I learned a little bit about hypnobirthing. I didn't really look deeply into it, but basically the idea is I watched this one girl talk about how every time a wave of pain from contractions came on, she visualized it like she was riding the pain like it was a wave where you're getting closer to meeting your baby. So every time my contractions came and as they were getting stronger and stronger, I imagined and closed my eyes like I was riding a beautiful wave and I was meeting my baby very soon. What also really helped keep me super calm, I requested the room to be dim the whole time. I had the blinds down so there was not a lot of light in. And I played relaxing Asian spa music from Spotify. It was just like a playlist that everyone had access to, but it really helped calm me, and I felt like it was such a beautiful, relaxing yet painful experience, but it was manageable. And every time I felt my contractions, I just was so excited, in a sense, like not excited for the pain, but I was excited to know that I'm getting closer and closer to meeting my beautiful baby. So at lunchtime, I was still in early labor, so I was super hungry and my contractions were about 5 to 7 minutes apart. It wasn't too painful yet and I could still talk to my family on FaceTime and hang out with Leo. But I definitely needed help in and out of the bathroom because I had an IV plugged into me with a Pitocin. And that was probably the most quote unquote annoying part of early laboring. By 2:30 p.m., the nurse wanted me to contract as naturally without epidural because I knew I was gonna get an epidural as early as like I went into the hospital. So by 2:30, I rang my nurse and I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. It's more than I want to experience. And I think at the time I was about 4 centimeters, 3.5, 4 centimeters dilated. I was ready to get the epidural. And you guys, people always say the epidural is like really scary, the needle's long and painful, but compared to my contractions and the pain that I was feeling all down in my back and even to my legs, the little needle that went down my back, like I refused to look, by the way, so I have no idea how long the needle was. It really just felt like a little prick compared to everything. And 30 minutes after they put the epidural in, oh my God, it was such a relief. I felt no pain at all. At 3 p.m., I felt nothing. The contractions were getting really strong. They were like really strong waves. And I was like imagining the wave that I was riding, the beautiful wave, even with the spa music and with my like sound machine, it was becoming very unbearable. So when I got the epidural, it was just like, I was pretty drugged up, I think, because I fell asleep from 3:30 to 5:30, and then the nurse came back to check me to see how dilated I was, and by 5:45-ish, I was like ready to push. It happened really fast. Like I think I progressed really fast when I fell asleep. She wants to sleep so badly right now. Hello, hello. There you go. Sorry. I wanted to get a thumbnail. Before she came in, I woke up because I was starting to feel a lot of pain again, and it was because I was sitting up. In order for your epidural to work, you need to be on your side, and then you rotate from side to side so that the medicine can really flow down your spine equally. So that's why they come in and move you back and forth. But they had me sit up because they were concerned with Dove's heart rate. It was slowing down, so they thought that if I sat up it would help. I'm not exactly sure, so if you are a labor and delivery nurse and you know why we did that, feel free to inform us in the comment section below. So anyway, when I sat up, the medication from the epidural wasn't reaching my back properly, and I started to feel the contractions, and oh my God, when they were strong, they were strong, and it woke me up from my nap. Prior to feeling my contractions, I knew that I was pretty drugged up because I had these weird dreams. I don't even remember what they were, but I knew that I was not in my normal state of mind. And when I woke up, I was super hungry. I was like, I want a burger. So about 5:30, 5:40-ish, I did some practice pushes. I think I did it like maybe 3 different times or something like that. And then the nurse was like, oh my God, you can see her head. And when she said that, I was like, oh, really? That's crazy. And she asked me if I wanted to look into the mirror, and at first I didn't want to look, but I was like, okay, why not? You know, this is like a once in a lifetime experience where it's gonna be my first time doing this. Yeah, graphic. The nurses actually took me off the Pitocin because I was, oh, what's wrong, honey? So they took me off the Pitocin because I was progressing, and we actually had to wait for my doctor to arrive. I remember very clearly, he said he would arrive at 7:10 p.m. The whole time I was like, oh my God, he better come, because if he doesn't come fast enough, I feel like this baby's just gonna pop out of me. Like every single time I felt the contractions, even though I felt none of the pain, I felt the pressure. A poo was coming out. I had to fight the urge to push. By the time he arrived at 7:10 p.m., he came into the delivery room, and I remember him coming in and just counting all the tools. There were scissors, there were spatulas. Actually, I have no idea what the tools were because I couldn't see. My legs were already up, and if you watch my birth vlog, I was already in position to push. He took about like 5 minutes to count all his tools, and then he asked me to push. Prior to me pushing, the doctor had told me that first-time moms usually take about 1 to 3 hours just to push. So that's what I had expected. And I think we pushed about 3 separate, think of them as reps, separate sets of reps of pushing. At 7:31, Dove popped out. And if you watch my birth vlog, I think you should see my reaction, my face. I was like, because I was just in so much shock that she came out already. I had expected a much longer delivery time, and because the epidural worked so well, I felt no pain. I thought I was going to cry when I first met her. Dove is tired, it's her nap time, so she's kind of fussy. We're gonna give her a break from the camera and she's gonna go take a nap. This is Dove. Oh, did something come out? Oh, okay, better take the burp cloth. I think she wants to spit up. She looks uncomfortable. Dad's gonna take our baby. Thanks for joining us, baby. Okay, so I was so surprised when she came out. I didn't even have time to feel all the emotions or cry. I don't think Leo had the time to. I think we were just really shocked. I think after that it was kind of a blur for me. I vaguely remember Leo calling my family on FaceTime and I was talking to them for a while. They saw Dove, and then I remember my mom saying to me, you should stop talking because you need all the energy you need so that you can rest. I was on such a high. I was so energetic right after I gave birth to her. They actually put her on my chest and we did skin to skin time. I remember being so hyped, but when my mom said I need a rest, I literally like knocked out like that. I shut myself up and I was like, okay, yeah, I should rest. And I think the high from giving birth went away. I kind of want to just talk about the first moments that they put Dove on my chest. There's like no other words to explain that feeling of giving birth to a baby and meeting her for the first time, except that it was like the most beautiful high that I could have felt. I will never forget the first time I met Dove. It's such a miracle to meet the baby that you've been carrying for so many months, and the first time you get to see their face and see how precious and how perfect, how innocent that they are, and so small and so cute. She only like cried maybe just 3 little wails and she was so calm on my chest, and I remember looking into her and thinking she was like the most perfect thing in the world. I knew I was gonna get all emotional for this video, but I didn't think I was gonna get this emotional. Okay, while all of this was happening, the spa music was still playing, and it played the entire day from 7 a.m. until she was born. The reason why I'm talking about the spa music is because I went home and I decided just to turn on the playlist, like I always have been turning on the playlist even before I was giving birth. When I turned it on, I was sitting at home just chilling. I immediately started crying because it brought back so many memories, like the contractions that I was feeling. The music really helped me ride those waves. And I'm not emotional because it hurt. I'm emotional because it brought me back to all the moments leading up until I met my baby. And it's so beautiful, and I'm just so in awe of this whole experience that I was able to be a part of because I gave birth to her. I feel super lucky because my whole labor and delivery journey was so smooth. I could look at it so fondly, and it was so beautiful. It was so emotional and spiritual in a way. It was almost so spiritual for me because I don't think my journey started at 6 a.m. when my water broke, or even when I first found out I was pregnant with Dove. It started when I was pregnant in 2018 and then lost that baby, and the story continues to grow with baby Dove. Because she is my rainbow baby, I think this whole experience is just a lot more special than I would have imagined if Dove was just my first child and I didn't have lost my first baby with a miscarriage. The one thing that really helped me enjoy my birth so much was that I really wanted to be in the moment for every single part of it. Even if it hurt, I wanted to be here and now. I was so present for every single one of my contractions up until my epidural, and I just knocked out. I remember it really vividly, and to me, I really feel like it was such a beautiful part of the journey up until I met Dove. The rest of the story after I gave birth, if you guys want to learn or hear about it, I actually talk about it in my last video that I uploaded, and it's what's really happens down there after you have a baby. So if you guys want to know, check out out that video. I'll leave it in the description box below too. Everything else after that was pretty much a blur, but I was so happy to meet Dove. She's still the most perfect and beautiful person I've ever met. It's so tacky and cheesy, but I freaking love her so much. Just ignore my teary eyes. I have been following Brittany Balin's pregnancy journey, and she's about 4 to 6 weeks ahead of Dove. And I was watching her vlogs as I was pregnant myself, and one of her vlogs, she played this song called Sweet Baby. I think this was the night or 2 nights before I delivered Dove. My pregnancy hormones were like really crazy, so when I was watching her video, I was sobbing so much to the song Sweet Baby. So I went on Spotify and I found it. That song really also embodies the way I feel towards Dove. She is my sweet baby, and I feel like that song is the one thing that I can really share outside of words that explains how it feels to be a mom to Dove. You guys can feel free to check it out on Spotify. It's called Sweet Baby by Bothnia. You guys can listen to the song and feel the vibes of what I was feeling. I'll also link my relaxing Asian spa playlist in the description box below, because I really feel like my labor and delivery wouldn't have been as beautiful and as calming if I had not played that playlist the entire time I was laboring and delivering. I think it really set the mood. And what I really love about having that playlist too is that I can play those songs now and it takes me back to that moment. I highly recommend having a playlist. Okay, so that is my birth story, and if you guys have not seen my birth vlog, I will leave a link somewhere here so you guys can watch it. And if you guys have not seen what really happens down there after you give birth, I will put the video here too so you guys can check it out. And if you guys can't click the screen because you're watching on your phone, then I will leave it in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my journey, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!